So we're opening up on the Cork City Railway. We have a green Metrovic C class heading from Kent Station over to the former Cork and Bandon terminus at Albert Quay. So the train is making its way out of the Quay cutting that was named after the shipping company who occupied the premises at the corner of Brian Boru Street and Alfred Street. The train, it consists of two tar tanks, which was used by Cork County Council. Taken around 1966, actually 3 tank wagons. I know, and these shots are great for spotting all the classic cars as they are nowadays. So you'll see Mini Coopers, Morris Minor, Ford Anglias, etc. So see how many you can spot. So that's making its way towards the lifting bridge over the River Lee at the Brian Boru Bridge. That's a P&T post van just overtaking the train. And then this is the return working, turning onto Alfred Street. This is presumably with an empty tar tank coming back from Albert Quay, complete with a 20-ton brake van. And this is the former terminus at Albert Quay. Of course, passenger services to the West Cork line ceased in 1961, but goods traffic continued to be handled at Albert Quay until 1975. I believe the train that's been shunted here with the open bullade wagons, these are conveying fertiliser from Goulding's. It's bagged fertiliser from Goulding's factory, which is located not too far away down the quays at Cork City. And the interesting thing about it, of course, is that Joe worked in the Goulding's factory, biochemist. You can see the old elevated signal cabin in the background. That did not survive too long after these shots. It was demolished about 1967. So the train is using the stub of the former main line to Bandon and Bantry, which was retained as a head shunt for shunting at Albert Quay. And that's the old Rock Savage locomotive workshops in the background. These views are taken from the Hibernian Road overbridge. And that's the Albert Quay terminus itself. And all trains working over the Cork City Railway were accompanied by a flag mark. Locomotive C211, still in the CIE green livery. I think that's a CIE C-class bus, maybe? Just confusingly also a C-class. That's a 30-ton brake van on this occasion. And now we have C224 making its way through the Collide cutting, I think just with a single brake van in tow, VW van overtaking, and Mars Minor there, and a Volkswagen Beetle and a Ford Anglia, and are just managing to squeeze through it. And heading down towards the Clontarf Bridge. That's the Clontarf Bridge there, just opposite the Albert Quay terminus. That's the old Quay Bridge. I think it used to be formerly a signal cabin before it was replaced by the elevated one. Yeah, the cabin was demolished in December 1967. And in later years, many of the sidings here were completely lifted, and the whole area was concreted over for one or two of the tracks, and that was to load the bagged fertilizer into the CIE bogie wagons. So C224, it's making its way back to Albert Quay, and it has a couple of permanent way flat wagons. And that's passing the well-known petrol station just at the end of Alfred Street. On this occasion, he has a couple of tar tanks. And this is Cove Junction, where we saw earlier in Joe's films of the Sugar Beet trains, and you can see the original double track junction there. That's with an AC rail car arriving in from Cove. And then we have an up train hauled by a CIE Sulzer locomotive B102. It's probably an excursion train returning from Youghal, and you can see it's made up of two trains basically stuck together, hence that's why the luggage van was in the middle of the formation. So that's the practice that they used to just join up all the short suburban stock to one long excursion train. That's a rail car arriving into Kent Station. And we use the same Sulzer locomotive heading out of Cork back to Youghal, and it's passing the old Summerhill Junction. That's where the original Cork and Youghal Railway diverged to its own terminus above Kent Station. Now we have a shot of Mallow Viaduct with a double-headed mail train from Dublin. You can see the TPO behind the two GMs. For a southbound train heading into Mallow Station. I think he has one of the studio carriages there that was used on the radio train. That was the first carriage behind the engine. And then we have this nice shot overlooking Kilbarry, just north of Cork City, with the old Goulding's fertiliser factory in the background. Single 121 class arriving in from the Dublin direction. So we have now this film that was kindly donated